from CNN. Ladies and gentlemen, I ask you of one thing. Please share this with all of your liberal family members and just play the video for them. Just play them and ask them. Now, I got to be honest, they're probably going to give you a non-committal non-answer. This is Rep. Jasmine Crockett being caught lying and then continuing to lie. Crockett claimed Trump official received money from Jeffrey Epstein. It was a different Epstein. It's so much worse than that. What Jasmine Crockett did, listen to this. Okay, apparently don't listen to it because it's muted. There we go.
Republicans taking money from a Jeffrey Epstein. Here's what you said.
Pause.
Who also took money from somebody named Jeffrey Epstein, as I had my team dig in very quickly. Mitt Romney, the NRCC, Lee Zeldin, George Bush, Win Red, McCain Palin, Rick Lazio.
You mentioned Lee Zeldin there. He's now a cabinet secretary. He responded and said it was actually Dr. Jeffrey Epstein, who's a doctor that doesn't have any relation to the convicted sex trafficker. Unfortunate for that doctor, but that is who did it to a prior campaign of his. Do you want to correct the record on the people that
Listen, I never said that it was that Jeffrey Epstein, just so that people understand when you make a donation, your picture is not there.
Evil.
And because they decided to spring this on us in real time, I wanted the Republicans to think about what could potentially happen because I knew that they didn't even try to go through the FEC. So my team, what they did is they Googled, and that is specifically why I said a Jeffrey Epstein. Unlike Republicans, I at least don't go out and just tell lies.
In fact, what she said was someone named Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah, right.
Implying Republicans took money from Epstein, when in fact we know Democrats were caught recently having colluded with Epstein on the charges in New York against Donald Trump. Specifically that Epstein texted a politician he bought and paid for. All of this confirmed, and she followed his instructions to question Michael Cohen on what he told her to ask, and they used that to falsely convict Trump under made-up charges.
This is exactly why
Because it was not the...
This is why Jasmine Crockett should get censured. Would be a good
censure. She should be expelled.
Well, I don't.
You know what? Nothing ever happens because Republicans won't expel people that are doing stuff like this.
Well, that was my point. It's the Republicans taking action.
Had something to say. All he had to say was it was a different Jeffrey Epstein.
And he did.
He admitted that he did receive donations from a Jeffrey Epstein, so at least I wasn't trying to miss...
From a Jeffrey Epstein.
Now, have I dug in to find out who this doctor is? I have not. So I will trust and take what he says is that it wasn't that Jeffrey Epstein, but I was not attempting to mislead anybody.
That's
I literally had maybe 20 minutes before I had to do that debate.
Yeah, but people might see that and say, well, you're trying to make it sound like he took money from...
I did not know.
A registered sex offender.
No, but I literally did not know. When you search FEC files, and that's what I had my team to do, I texted them and I said, listen, we're going up. They are saying that she took donations.
Right, but someone might say, well, your team should have done the homework to make sure it wasn't the convicted sex trafficker.
Within 20
And she can't be sued for defamation under the speech and debate clause?
minutes. You could not find that out, not from just doing a quick...
These people are evil. How about this from Business Insider? Maximum amounts allowed, how Jeffrey Epstein's political donations won him and his pedophile island a powerful ally. This was written 2023. Jeffrey Epstein was paying her because she needed to raise $250,000 for the DCCC, and he was going to cut her a check for $30,000. She is in his pocket. So in 2019, when the story had already dropped from the Miami Herald that this stuff was ongoing with Epstein, 2018, the story drops. 2019, he's texting her, telling her what to ask Michael Cohen, because she's bought and paid for by Epstein. And that's why Jasmine Crockett went into this debate and said, here's someone else who took money from a person named Jeffrey Epstein. It was a manipulation.
The intent was to deceive.
Indeed, because they're evil and they're in the bag for Epstein and have been the whole time.
And she said she did not know. She's like, well, I didn't know. And I'm like, well, you probably shouldn't have said it. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing.
No, she did know. That's why she phrased it like she did. That's why she said from someone named Jeffrey Epstein. She knew.
She wanted the intent to hit.
Yeah.
It was just an attack. And it's just like, it's exactly like when Ed Gein apparently in that show had this girlfriend that he was dating for years. And after he was shortly arrested in the 50s or whatever, she came out and claimed that she had a big connection to him. And then when she started getting heat from it, she was like, oh, no, I actually didn't know him at all. Right. So it was just a quick attack to try to get some intent in there and some attention to it that she should be sued for.
Yeah.
She should be able to be sued.
Did you guys see the clip from Steve Bannon recently where he said, if we don't do something, if Republicans don't take action, we're going to get slaughtered in the midterms. And when that happens, some of the people in this room, including myself, are going to go to jail. I thought that was prescient. I mean, that was very well said and very true and not hyperbole. My point is that Republicans are not taking action. They're acting as though the Republicans are fulfilling all the prophecies of the nothing ever happens bros.
They're writing strongly worded letters.
Yeah, but something actually will happen because there is a political party in this country that does take action, that will do everything they can do, legal or illegal. And right now, the only thing that's holding them back is that we have a majority, but that's it looks like it's quickly going to fade. And I don't understand, like, what does it take? I thought that 2020, people being locked in their homes, forced vaccinations, I thought that would be enough. Like George Floyd, I thought that would be enough for
Life's
Republicans to play for keeps. But it's like everybody has their sports ball, everybody still has their Netflix, everybody still has now they have their Chat GPT and AI. And to me, that's the concerning thing, is that I feel like things are getting worse and worse. But in terms of being placated, the masses, by entertainment, all this stuff, that's getting higher and higher and higher, to where the masses won't care, and the few that try to make a difference are literally going to be round up and shot or thrown in jail.
Yeah, and your point about COVID is try to have a conversation with somebody about COVID, especially somebody that lived in LA or something now. And it's almost like it was a different reality for them, and they don't even acknowledge its existence.
Yep.
That you weren't allowed to say certain things. You weren't allowed to go to certain places. You can't even go to Walmart. Your gym was closed. A lot longer for a lot of people. It was only 3 weeks for me in Alabama, but for a lot of people, it was a very, very long time.
Yeah, right.
And life, like Phil said, is so comfortable. You got your sports ball and your Netflix and your ice cream and your boobies. Like, you got all the things you need. You quickly forget how much overreach the government can have. Especially locally, and it's like in places like LA, you completely forget what they can do. Your rights can go away as soon as they determine that they are for the greater good, right?
Well, the GOP are a bunch of pussy willows, like the plant, because it's like in 2022, they went against their bunch establishment shills. They went against Robbie Starbuck. He tried to run in Tennessee, and the GOP establishment wouldn't let him. They shot him down. So they are all the same people. They're all discussing. They're all in it for themselves. They're going to stand on their hands. They do nothing for the country. They make no laws. They don't help anyone except for themselves, for the power. And then hopefully they can burn down to the ground too. I don't care.
Yeah,
let them all go.
They're all part and parcel. They're in the same club. They're in the same same group of people. Yeah, it's like the same vehicle that gets them money every year when they get money through Congress funding, etc. From people that are what's the word, lobbyists.
Yes.
If they get rid of that, then they all lose. They all lose their ability to get these extra cars and these extra houses and stuff like that they really want. So they can't go after. They never will go after. That's the biggest issue, I think. I mean, I know it's not as big an issue as it may seem like on paper, but how are these people earning so much money off of the salaries they're supposed to be earning is, it immediately tells you there's something going on. We all know about it. It's an open secret. Yeah.
Robin was a leader of like the MAGA and, America First movement, and they just shut him down.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
They didn't gaslight us about it.
Yeah.
Say it never happened.
You guys think that, I'm curious to hear your take. Do you think that a third party is even viable? No. I don't think so.
It'd be nice, but...
What's the platform?
America First. I feel like that's the only thing that would maybe stand a chance.
That's what's supposed to be. That's what MAGA's supposed to be.
No, it's not.
Well, that's
what it's supposed to be. You're right. You're right.
The narrative. They're supposed to be America First, but I mean, when you say America First, what is that going to mean?
It should mean Americans first. And American then has to be defined, and it can't be just anybody who showed up 15 minutes ago.
It's not just Americans, though, but first. And it also is about the development that we do should be in America. We shouldn't be sending money overseas to build countries in Afghanistan or anything like that. We should be fixing our own roads, our own bridges, and building up our culture, communities, etc. We should be creating manufacturing jobs here and not China or Mexico.
But I mean, like as a concept, I like that. But do we want the federal government doing that, dictating that stuff? Because then you're only going to end up with more special interests being involved at the federal level.
The only real issue is a lack of a homogenous American culture, or more so that we are at a point where liberals have outgroup preference, and the leaders of this country over the past 100 years basically gave it away. And you know what I call it? I call it the jet fuel can't melt steel beams of history. You don't need to remove all Americans to destroy America. You need only remove a small portion to weaken the foundation of the country before it begins to crumble. The giant mass of America can exist, but you need strong foundations. And when you bring in people from the third world, or you just mass import people who don't share your values, the foundation cracks, the beams weaken, and the whole thing comes crashing down.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was
just going to say, bringing third world folks into a first world world is not going to. It's not going to work.
You can't replace management with Honduran farmers. Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.